God, you're playing touch butt with that dork in the park.
Ilia Tuporia is trying to do the unthinkable by trying to capture titles in 3 weight classes, but his grand plan might need to simmer a bit before coming to a boil. After a jaw-dropping first-round knockout of Charles Olivera to seize the vacant lightweight belt at UFC 317, Tuporia let slip that UFC officials urged him to hold off on broadcasting his ambitions to jump to welterweight at 170 pounds. Despite dropping hints before the event about possibly challenging former lightweight kingpin Islam Makhachev, Topuria shared that the UFC brass practically pleaded with him to keep his focus on the present. "I was thinking about moving up," Topuria admitted on About Last Fight. "But in my last talk with the UFC, they straight up asked me a favor. Don't go saying after the fight that you're heading to welterweight. Promise us." I said, "Promise." But you know, crossing my fingers, I promise. Though his sights are still set on that elusive 3rd title, Topuria vowed to lock in on the lightweight division for now, where he reigns as champ. Still, he teased that a welterweight leap might just happen someday. A swarm of contenders awaits him in the lightweight Shark Tank, but none looms larger than a potential clash with Paddy Pimblett, who boldly stepped into the cage for a tense face-off right after Tuporia's victory over Olivera. Unlike his deep respect for Olivera, which made that fight emotionally tough, Tuporia's got no such reservations about the brash Brit. "That's the dude I genuinely love to smash in the face," Tuporia declared. Really gonna enjoy that fight. I know I can do whatever I want with him. Tell me, kid, what you want me to do with you. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I don't want to use my words. When Justin Gaethje's name surfaced as a potential first title defense, Tuporia brushed it off with a smirk. "The only thing I'm hearing is that you don't like the guy," he shot back. "Why else would you throw him in against me?"
He and Garry out here trying to do Conor cosplay with Dollar Tree trash talk. Bro, your lines hit softer than your jab. You sound like a teenager who just discovered McGregor highlight reels. You want to outbox me? Try out talking me. First, without embarrassing yourself. Until then, go back to rehearsing in the mirror. Maybe one day your trash talk will be as sharp as your barber's fade.
Belal Muhammad is continuing to call out Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman has said himself that he's not fighting anytime soon. So why does he keep calling him out? Because he's avoiding me. He's now started to mention Sean Brady's name again, a man who he's already knocked out. Imagine calling out someone you've already knocked out. Here's the truth. Had Belal beat JDM, he would be fighting me in his hometown of Chicago. So do the right thing. Don't let your hometown down and accept the fight in Chicago. I'll see you soon.
At UFC 317, Paddy Pimblett boldly stepped into the octagon for a face-off with the newly minted lightweight champion, Ilia Tuporia, fresh off his devastating knockout of Charles Olivera in Las Vegas. However, MMA legend Demetrius Johnson isn't sold on this potential matchup. Despite UFC CEO Dana White admitting the face-off shouldn't have happened and stopping short of confirming Pimblett as the next title challenger, Johnson argues that bypassing #1 contender Arman Tsarukyan for the shot undermines the sport's merit-based principles. "It's gotta be Arman Tsarukyan," Johnson insisted on his YouTube channel. "This is why I say the UFC feels like a reality TV show. Come on, Arman Tsarukyan is clearly the #1 contender. He's ranked #1 for a reason." Tsarukyan earned his stripes with a hard-fought split decision win over Olivera in April 2024, but was sidelined from a title bout against Islam Makhachev in January due to health complications just hours before weigh-ins. As the backup fighter at UFC 317, he made weight on Friday, yet White remained non-committal about granting him the next crack at the belt. U.S. President Donald Trump is hoping to host a UFC event on the White House lawn, and a number of notable fighters, including Conor McGregor, are already eager to sign up. Trump announced plans for a UFC event at the White House in the lead up to the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Declaration of Independence, this date next year.
We're going to have special events in honor of America 250, and I even think we're going to have a UFC fight. Does anybody watch UFC, the great Dana White? We're going to have a UFC fight. We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this, on the grounds of the White House. We have a lot of land there. We're going to build a little, we're not. Dana's going to do it. Dana's great, one of a kind. We're going to have a UFC fight, championship fight, full fight, like 20, 25,000 people. And we're going to do that as part of 250 also. We're going to have some incredible events. The UFC fight's going to be a big deal.
It didn't take long for UFC fighters to clamor for a spot on the rumored White House fight card. Conor McGregor, the former two-division champion and MMA's biggest name, was quick to throw his hat in the ring, though he'll first need to navigate his ongoing legal troubles, including sexual assault, civil trial in Ireland. Excited with President Trump announcing a UFC fight event at the White House, McGregor wrote on X. "I would be honored, count me in." He later shared an AI-generated image of himself facing off against Michael Chandler in front of the White House, adding, "The only place where disputes truly get settled." Lightweight knockout artist Terrence McKinney was equally enthusiastic about the idea. "Just heard Trump is going to have UFC fights at the White House, and I'd love to KO someone on the grounds of America's capital in the name of independence," McKinney said on X. Fans were quick to point out that the White House and the Capitol are distinct landmarks. Featherweight Billy Quarantillo also jumped at the opportunity, posting on social media, "Gotta get on that White House card." Bantamweight champ Merab Dvalishvili didn't hold back either, commenting, "I want to fight there," on an Instagram post. Other fighters, including Macy Barber and Karolina Kowalkiewicz, echoed similar excitement in Instagram comments. Naturally, Trump-friendly fighters like Colby Covington, Henry Cejudo, Jorge Masvidal, and Sean Strickland are likely to push hard for a chance to compete at this unprecedented White House UFC spectacle.
Alex Pereira, Ilia Tuporia. Who is that next guy that could
Pereira was doing well.
Pereira was doing well.
He was doing well.
I mean,
gangbusters. I just think the day.
No, see, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I think the days of 900,000, 800,000, those days are going to be hard to come by. Kamaru was a part of that with Masvidal the first time, I believe, with a big number like that. It's hard to replicate that.
I did a couple big numbers.
Yeah,
I did at least. I got a good 3-4.
Yeah, it's hard to replicate that today. People are stealing it.
Exactly. So that's.
And that's it for today's UFC and MMA news. Please hit that like button and subscribe.